Previously on Critically Stupid.
We went under the sea. Our cannibal submarine, my friends and me. Our quest was to retrieve a picture framed from somewhere in Waterdeep. Then we met a lionfish eel beast. She was the most gorgeous creature that I've ever seen, but she seemed to hate me almost immediately. Gareth ran away, he abandoned Rainier and I took out my sword even though I wanted to cry. The mer-eel beauty continued to attack, and then I spotted the frame we needed, took it from a stack. Mel used the claw machine to throw my crush. Are you leaving so soon? What's the rush?
It's one of my better ideas.
That was so good.
It was the two bozos from Team Rocket.
Yeah, Team Rocket's blasting off again. Except it was just like, all right, Jamie, your episode's done. thanks for coming by. And then I had a very sweet moment with Clarence and Peter planned that I will blame 3/4 of you because Anthony, you were actually innocent on this one. But you three fucking idiots threw it away for a series of cheap boner jokes.
You said bulge.
You know who I'm gonna blame it on?
You said bulge.
You
I
said
blame it on you.
bulge.
I can't say bulge without one of you giggling.
No.
Yeah, you can say
What are you, a
bulge
dungeon amateur?
in that
Come on, Hack,
context?
you know better.
You're like, we saw each other for the first time, and then you start describing a bulge. Like, that's on
Bulge,
you.
like-
What's
They
funny is
made
like
eye
come
contact,
on.
and then the bulge started growing. You're like, whoa,
before I finished the
whoa.
word, because I edited it this morning. Before I finished the word, Garion was already backing away from the camera. He was already.
When you hear the call to adventure into the fantasy fold, you never know what's around the next corner. Just grab your dice and roll. And if you have a problem to solve, call your best friends and have a little. You got Garrett with the snappy head. Jess can smell what's around the bend. Mel will kill at the drop of a dime. Arnold will find a friend every time. We're not murder hobos, but you'll be killed and looted. We might be the bad guys, or maybe just deluded, because we're critically stupid. Critically stupid. Critically stupid. Critically stupid. Best friends.
But I can already see a scenario where Garion and I are talking about dice, and I tell him to describe them as like a sommelier describing wine, and this fucking idiot puts them in his mouth.
Sniff some.
Like, shoves them in his nostrils.
And I put them in a glass and just like swirl them around.
That's the greatest
With a
audio
roll.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Can we do one where Tess rolls them, but with her mouth, and she's just like, oh.
Absolutely yes.
You guys like these are small and they're hard, and I said what I said. Anyway, like the choking, you could choke. Maybe we shouldn't put dice in our mouths.
We're
We
not
don't, like-
babies.
Yeah, I could also think to myself, hey, don't swallow the dice.
Listen,
And the most
fine,
ultimate
do it,
role.
do it. Just
The
do it,
ultimate
guys.
role.
It's
It
not
would
like
take
I
a-
worked in the ED and saw some stupid shit or anything like that. Do it, all of you. Do it. It'll be funny.
The
for me.
role is like you put it in your mouth, and then how it comes out
Ooh.
Whatever is facing up.
Okay.
A human dice tower. I like this.
24-hour roll. Yeah.
The key, of course, is you have to. Never mind.
Roll a 2 every time.
It gets like a. Do you imagine just like you get the bowel obstruction in the X-ray and it's like a 20 and you're like,
yeah,
yes,
I was. Way
that's
too.
why I ended up in the hospital. Critical success.
nat 20.
Well, I can't wait to put these cool math rocks in my mouth and then roll them around and then choke. And then when the police find me, I'm going to have a little note that said, Dianna made me do it. And then you're going to jail, bestie.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not like this is on video or anything.
Fuck.
Delete it,
I'll cut
delete
that out.
Get it. He's the one who had to-
Ah. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of soon-to-be world-famous Dungeons & Dragons Real Play Podcast, Critically Stupid. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Alexander James. My favorite part of last episode was when Jess swam into the wreck, furiously pursuing this sea monstrosity at the bottom. And as your bathysphere was tearing it apart, she said, I love the natural light that you've got here, which I thought was very funny. I don't think she got enough credit for that joke. Jess, why don't you go next?
Oh, okay. I'm Jess. I play Tess. I'm a druid. My favorite part of the last episode was when Dianna just yeeted our guests away, like just discus style, just Team Rocket out of there. Thanks for being on guest. Goodbye. So I thought that was amazing. Dianna, you're next.
Hi, my name is Dianna. I play Mel. I also have a little wolf pup, Josh Pat, JPZ. My favorite part. I said what I said. My favorite part of last episode, probably when I through the guest. It is one of my better ideas, I will say. I was just getting like very annoyed that this sea witch thing would not die. Like the number of things that we tried and she just kept coming, and I was like, fuck it, we'll just throw her.
not annoyed with Jamie Jackson, our phenomenal guest.
No,
last
God,
episode,
no, not at
for
all.
the
No,
record.
no. Annoyed like
No, we
in
lost.
game, that because Mel is used to, I shoot it and it fucking dies. Like, and I launched a torpedo at her and she didn't die. So that was irritating because that right there went against my usual. So yeah.
My usual torpedo status quo.
Exactly. See, you get it. You know, you can go next just for that.
Oh boy, thank you. It's me, Mario. I play Gareth, a rogue. My favorite part of last episode was, I hate to say it, but it's when Alex was reaching the pinnacle of the arc that he had been weaving the threads of, just for him, not us, him to throw it all away.
What?
Single-handedly with a missed choice of words. He could have used anything else, but if he could have said a protrusion.
No,
I
would've
No, I
liked
could.
that
No,
too.
no, I could not have. You're
That would've
so
been
full of
better than
shit right now.
bulge.
I'm really curious. Like, where were you going with it? Why did
But
bulge?
no, here's
Yeah,
the
what
thing,
was
I
the-
get-
you said
I
it was a
understand
hand?
where he was going. It was supposed to then being like, you remember Madagascar when Marty and fucking Alex were running towards each other to hug dramatically?
That's the emotional depth that you chose. You went all the way down to Madagascar, the animated film about escaped zoo animals, and not, I don't know, anything else.
what
Now
was-
you're gonna criticize me.
But what was
That's the most
bulging?
romantic movie
I didn't
we've
see
ever
any
seen.
bulges in Madagascar either.
Well, it's a children's movie.
Anthony, go.
I mean, there was a really chunky rhino or a hippo in that movie. Like, do you not remember how to use like? Come on, Diana. Sorry. Like, he had a whole song about it. Moto was very bulgy. However, okay. Hi, I'm Anthony. I play Arnold the Bard, and my favorite part of, I mean, I had a lot of favorite parts, and they were mostly covered. But like, my other favorite part of the episode was when Garion just abandoned Arnold completely. It made me like inside. I was laughing so hard. It was like, that's so funny. I was like, my character is doomed. Like, I'm
That
dead.
still helped.
My runner up for my second favorite bit was Anthony. You had a line. It was so subtle last episode, but like somebody made a comment about chicken, and you said there's two chickens, and one of them was Garion, and I laughed so hard.
That was really good.
I remember that because it took me a few seconds. I heard him and I was just like, "Oh, hey, what the fuck?"
Okay, we're going to open on a dank and dripping room, clearly underground in a basement somewhere. There is a desk pushed hastily up against a rough rock wall. There's a series of leaning shelves sort of propped up against each other with books stuffed sort of ragtag. Some of them are like open. Some of them have bookmarks. Some of them have like ale stained coasters used as bookmarks stuffed between the pages. On the desk, it's littered with papers and parchments. Some of them are like tacked to the wall with bits of what look like gum. There are like hasty like scribblings in a charcoal pen. Sitting on a nightstand with a sort of like a wooden rest for it is a bird. Jess, pitch me a fantasy bird.
A fantasy bird.
Yeah, give me a
3-can.
What's
Holy shit!
I'm so in. I'm so. What? Jess, tell me what's a 3-can?
It's just like a 2-can, but its beak is 3 times as long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sitting on this rest is a black and white bird with a rainbow striped beak that's 4 feet long, and this poor bird's neck is just like bobbing as it struggles with the weight of its existence.
Same.
But it is staring.
I was actually hoping it would have like a really big, like a bodybuilder, like just this.
It has a really
Really like,
neck.
yeah. Like the rest of it is normal bird, but like it's just got a really.
It
big
never
neck.
skips neck day. It's just
Right.
Okay, all right. So yeah, its traps are wicked big, as well as its beak. But the 3-can is staring at the middle of the room, which is consumed by a very carefully drawn chalk geometric pattern. It sort of like clicks its beak to itself, and there's almost like a whisper of like words on its breath. The circle flashes once, twice, and then illuminates the whole room in a blinding flash as a sopping wet figure in robes lands with a splattering sound on the floor. And he stands up and he wipes he like pushes his like gray shot hair back away from his eyes. This dude is dripping wet, like he just took a bath. His beard is like matted and like pressed up against his neck. He's like dripping water from like all of his clothes. He's got a big wizard's robes on with like bits of like patches on his belt. He's wearing a belt with patches, I guess, because that's where patches go, is on your belt. But he's also got pouches, which is what I meant to say.
There's patches on the pouches.
There's patches on the pouches. They're wizard merit badges. He's got a lot of them. This guy's really good at what he does. But he looks at the bird, exasperated, and throws his hands up and says, "A goddamn cow!" All right, so now we're gonna cut to you, fucking idiots. We are still underwater. We're still in the bathysphere. I know you thought you fucking figured it out, but you didn't. Because this, I'm getting my fucking moment. Peter looks at the bathysphere.
Fully erect.
He is not erect. This is a family show. His dick is covered.
His dick is soft. This is a family show.
His dick is super soft.
He's flaccid as the day he was born. And he says, Clarence, is it you, the boy? And behind you, Mel, you hear the staticky radio of the bathysphere crackle, and Clarence's voice says, "Well, now I told you, Peter.
Aren't I in the bathysphere?
Yeah, you're in there. You're in there with him. You and Josh, Pat, and Gareth, actually.
Oh, that's right. Okay. You said
but
behind me. Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a round bathysphere, so technically there's a lot behind you. I don't know how math works. Is there a lot behind you when you're in the middle of a circle? We'll get into it later. It's fine. The radio crackles and you hear Clarence's voice say, well, now I told you, my dear boy, I'd always come and find you. This is a love story. And Peter reaches out his hand and gently lays it on the cold metal wall of the bathysphere in a non-sexual manner.
Oh, okay.
And the two of them have a nice moment together.
Very cute.
Fuck you, Garion.
Peter just starts making out with the side of the bathysphere. You're just like,
He
you're
just starts
sucking
licking the
noises.
side.
Arnold, how are you doing? Because you've sort of borne the brunt of this sea-based nightmare that I've concocted for you guys.
Yeah, is he on the verge of death? Like,
how's Arnold doing?
So Arnold has the frame now, which was, he's happy to have that. Did Arnold get a chance to look around that heap of stuff? Yeah,
so if you'll remember, you pulled the picture frame that you came down here for and a 6-pack of Master Pepper.
Right. Okay, that's what it was. Okay. So I guess I'm super excited.
Wait, didn't he also get me armor?
He saw there is cow armor on the pile.
Okay. So I didn't grab the armor, or could I not?
I feel like you did grab the armor.
I thought I did, but yeah, maybe
We can say you grabbed it. We're out of initiative now because the fight's over. Because,
okay, cool. So I have this armor.
Dianna yeeted our guest into the next century.
Nice. So I have it in, like, the armor tied around my waist, like a sweater, just swimming as I can. But yeah, I'm super excited. Like, I'm really upset about basically everything, but this Mr. Pepper situation is the highlight of my life at this point. I'm excited.
We are flirting with the copyright on Dr. Pepper so dangerously, guys. Holy shit.
Oh no, they would never admit.
Salt.
Yeah. Salt. No, they'd never admit to flunking out of medical school. So Mr. Pepper's fine.
Oh yeah, exactly. They can't risk their precious phony baloney MD.
That's right. So at this point, I feel like he really wants to hold on to his friendships regardless. He's not going to feel slighted by Garion leaving or anything. It's yeah.
Also, I feel like I don't mean to speak for Arnold by any means, but like he would know that Gareth isn't the biggest fan of the ocean.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you guys are best friends, sure.
Yeah. So I feel like Arnold's not. I think he's hurt and he's upset, not at Garion, but just in the whole situation has been a cluster, like a cluster cuss of nonsense.
It's been rough. It's been rough.
It's been rough. So just like stuff in hand, he's would swim next to Rainier, being like, "We did it." Here we go. Let's get back to there.
My friend, I must say you were tremendous. I saw you from the beginning to the end. You were courageous. If you were not a bard, another bard would sing songs about you. Unfortunately, in this instance, I'm afraid you'll have to sing your own song, but that's never stopped you before. And I think you were great.
Rainier, not once has any of my friends sang a song about me. It's never happened. I'm always the one. I write all these songs about people, but no one, not even my birthday. No one ever asked. My dear companion, would you like me to sing a song for you? Arnold is crying a little, but you can't tell because he's in the water. And like,
isn't he wearing a helmet?
He looks so good.
It's a terrible day to be underwater.
Please sing a song.
Arnold is the helmet is fogging up with just like sweaty tears.
Oh, sweaty tears.
He's dying and sad, but he's just like, this sounds amazing. Yes, Rainier, I would love nothing more as they swim toward them.
Okay. Rainier actually starts singing a song that I will describe with exposition instead of role play because I am a coward.
It's your character voice. Sing it.
Is it a birthday song?
I think we're allowed to
I was underwater. I was petrified. For as long as I was alive, I knew that I would die. I had all my life to live. His accent disappears when he sings.
Really?
It's like British people.
Yeah. But while he's singing the song, more importantly, Arnold, you feel, because he rolled like dog shit, you feel a clumsy swipe at the picture frame that you are holding in one hand as he tries to gingerly take it from you.
Kill him.
Gosh, Rainier.
While this
I'm there,
happens,
aren't I?
yeah, Jess, I was actually going to say, Peter addresses you, this sort of like bloated, drowned corpse that is still a little bit crawling with whatever poison spray Thalassa cast at him. And he says, I would like to thank you for saving the city. The scourge of Thalassa will be one of the most horrifying plagues. It was wise of you to see the threat that was building beneath the harbor.
I thought she seemed cool. I wanted to be her friend.
She has eaten 17 swimmers.
I'm really sad that she hasn't eaten 18. I feel like
what a wild take from Tess.
Yeah.
I feel like honestly,
think
I
she
would
was
be
cool.
happier if one of us had just died.
I would have been. I mean, I
Title
don't.
of my
Tess
autobiography,
doesn't-
buddy.
Tess doesn't like Rainier, so she's like, got in him. I mean,
he says, I believe I was dead, and then I was not. I was here, and I was with her, and I have been placating her for some time to keep her from invading the land-dwelling city, is what she called it. And I fear that my bag of peaceful tricks may have been running dry. So you came at a fortuitous time.
okay. Well, that's good to know. So are you with Clarence now? Are you gonna go? Now we just yeeted her out into the ocean, so like, she might still be a problem. I don't know. Or are we just gonna are we good to go to the surface? Are you just alive now? Are you gonna stay? I don't know. I'm picturing you as like a wet pizza with holes.
That is
if you were to-
so much more disturbing than what the image I had in my head.
I know.
Holy
I don't
shit.
know why I have an image of like a really wet pizza person.
All right.
With holes.
I'll take a wet pizza person. He says, I don't think I can die again. But I suppose I will just find a way to. Perhaps I will find a way to get Clarence back.
I think he's in the bathysphere. Did you want sphere? Do you want to come
the-
in?
The Bathis situation.
The thingy I'm picturing around submarine
Our
rich situation.
Uh,
Can we bring him home? I want to keep him. Guys,
I personally, I'm
That
not.
was part
I'm
of
not
the
sure how I
deal.
feel about the pet zombie.
I love a pet pizza zombie. So
I don't love a pet pizza, but it was part of the deal. I mean, I assume that
Well,
Clarence is gonna get us up to the surface.
Yeah, why don't
So
we
if
just
he
bring?
wants to bring the
What-
pet
yeah,
pizza zombie with him, that's
we
fine.
can just bring the pizza zombie on
Yep,
board.
Take
and
us
then
up top, get us out, and then they
Yeah.
can ride off into the sunset together.
Yeah, I was
We-
like, I love this campaign and doing this with you, but if we all die in this moment, we get to just follow the spin-off of the Frankenfish and the zombie adventurer. Like, I'd watch it. Like, full stop. Like, I'd watch every eepisode of that. It
That'd be
sounds so
pretty
cool.
great. It'd be pretty great.
Just Alex describing what they're doing, and the four of us listening, going, "No way, holy shit!"
That sounds fun for me. He says, I would like to go to the surface, but I fear Thalassa's necromantic, the dead spells that she cast down here. I fear their effects. There are many a creature that was killed down here that should have stayed dead.
what?
Oh no,
There's
he's talking
zombies
about-
down here. I gotta watch out for them.
He's talking about necroman.
People were
Shut up,
killed
it's a
down
fucking
here that
hard
should have
word.
stayed dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm stuck on. They were killed down here. Well, good news for you
They
if
were
they were
killed
killed down there
once.
then.
They
But they're
should've
not dead
stayed-
anymore. He's saying there are a lot. The magic exists in this area and probably won't extend beyond this area. So Clarence doesn't
Well,
want to
good
leave.
news for you. The bathysphere can come right back down.
Yes, exactly.
Have you had a long distance relationship before, Mr. Dead Bread Man?
He has, and that's how he knows it doesn't work, right? I mean,
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I don't think he does. He seems to be a bit uncertain.
No, the boy and I started dating when we were both in fantasy high school. I've only ever had one
Oh.
relationship.
High
Oh
school
shit!
sweethearts,
Maybe you should
dude.
like play the field a little, see what else is out there.
Are you suggesting
Whoa.
that I sleep around after my fucking husband came down here to save me? What
Also,
a
do
wild take that is.
you guys think Peter's so against necromancy or necrotic whatever? Because it's like the opposite of murder.
It's true. They're just a doctor, really.
They're a
Um,
really fucking good doctor. That's all
Yeah.
necromancers,
Necrotic,
spell people are.
it's fucking hard, right?
necromancers, you dumbass.
Shut up. There is a huge concussive slam.
It's like the
Behind
second
you guys.
concussion that Arnold's gotten.
It's far enough behind Arnold that he doesn't have to roll for it because I'm tired of coming for that boy's life. Garion, in the bathysphere, you turn around because the bathysphere has multiple windows, so you can see behind you very easily. This is going to be a deep cut, Garion, so please tell me if you just straight up don't remember. When you were walking through the House of Inspired Hands, do you remember what you saw in the bays as you were walking through? Tess, this is before your time. Don't worry.
I'm lost.
Not even a little bit. The only thing I remember from the House of Inspired Hands was the guy who was like, "Hey, come here," and they gave me a note. I'm like, I can't read this.
Yeah, that was very funny. And Chuff Chuff Boys. You guys like to make fun of me about the Chuff Chuff Boys pretty regularly, but that's okay. Okay, so Garion, you are looking at a submersible. It's very heavily steel plated, and it looks like a lobster with a curled tail over the back, and there is a glass bubble where its head would be. You recognize this is the full scale whatever the opposite of a there was a model of this in the House of Inspired Hands, but you're looking at the real deal.
The opposite of a model.
What's the opposite of a model? I don't know. Is it just a thing? Is it just
It's
a real thing?
real thing.
Prototype.
Prototype, yeah.
You're looking at a prototype of this lobster submersible, and the radio turns on and doesn't crackle. You're listening to HD audio flowing through these speakers as L, aka the priestess, hails you and says, "Well, I think you guys did a great job there, and I hope you've got my picture frame."
Why the hell do we have to come down here if you had a fancy ass ship?
Yeah, what the hell?
I thought
Gary,
you were
give me a-
like, oh, I can't go down into the water because of the zombies or what. I got that, but you have a ship?
You have like a
Gary, give me a
scorpion.
perception check, please.
Oh, okay.
Like your ship is
Appalled.
fucking HD, and you sent us down here. The
Yeah,
fuck?
what? She has like 4K hearing.
Fucked up.
It's like somebody with a Lambo. Like, hey, can you go? Can you drive me to work in your fucking 2003 Chevrolet Tracker?
Right?
I can't afford gas.
Maybe she was trying to distract the mer creature with food.
I got a 16 for perception.
Okay. This ship is pretty banged up in certain spots. The armor around the claws and tail looks new and shiny and freshly welded, but the armor around the body is dinged and scuffed and bears crushing indentations in it that look suspiciously like about the size of the suckers of the tentacles that you remember because they beat you against the wall of the ship not moments ago.
I do remember that.
But the pincers at the front of the ship and the tail, Garion, look brand new. And as an additional detail that you notice, parts of this ship are so if you'll remember, the bottom of this harbor was littered with bits of machinery and broken barrels and cogs leaking like a blood red ooze that was sort of like flowing and killing all of the coral down here. Her ship is smeared with it pretty liberally.
As like some sort of camouflage.
It's hard to say camouflage. It's hard to say protective layer. It's hard to say like used as a grease, but she's definitely got a lot of it on her ship.
It's just decor, actually.
Yeah, just for fun.
Which
It's
just looks
her
cool.
aesthetic.
She just really hates like the reef. Like she just wants to
Yeah.
destroy it. Yeah.
It's that anti-environment aesthetic.
Yeah, it's the anti-environment messaging that we're
Hashtag
pushing.
America.
I assume there's like a mic or something I can talk into so that the lady hears me.
No, you just got to scream through a window.
Into the wall. I open a window. Immediately.
He like
fled.
rolls it down. Like
Yeah.
It's a crank window.
yeah.
Yeah, Gary,
Anyway.
there's a mic.
Okay, cool. I lean into it. Can we rendezvous on the surface? I'm tired of being under the water.
Yes, yes, of course. I simply came down here to ensure your well-being. If you would like to rendezvous on the surface near my
She was hoping
domicile.
we were dead.
Did
She
you
just
say that
wanted
out
us.
loud?
Yeah.
Nothing.
You
Nothing of
sent
nothing
it.
of this.
100% had
knew-
a deal with the sea witch, eat the people, and then
The
you
day
know,
that I carve a deal with that waterborne monstrosity is the day I swallow poison.
We didn't mean for you to get a little racist.
Oh,
Rainier.
everyone get in the fucking bathysphere. We're going up.
Okay. Yeah, we want to be out of here.
Yes. No
I
more
think
water.
before you
Wait. So how far am I from the bathysphere? And like how am I
from the
how far?
bathysphere, probably like 15 feet.
15 feet? Okay.
Very
Can
close.
I use Mage Hand to carry the? This is what I want to do. This is my idea. I want to throw the frame behind me and get between it and Rainier and use Mage Hand. I want to use Mage Hand to carry it to the bathysphere so he can't steal it from me before I get there because I don't trust him.
So I would love a bodacious sleight of hand check as you attempt to
Got this.
disappear one picture frame and summon another in your offhand.
No. I didn't want to summon it. This is what I want to do. I don't want to pretend. I want to use Mage Hand to carry it away.
What is Mage Hand?
I see. So Mage Hand is a spell that just carries things for you.
It just does stuff. Yeah, it just like grabs things or does like simple tasks. So
he's doing the equivalent of like holding it really far away and then like blocking you, but he's just using a magic hand.
Yeah, but the magic hand's going to carry it to the bathysphere, which is only 15 feet away, and it can get 30 feet in a single move.
Okay,
so,
all right.
So
if Rainier steals that shit, I will have Clarence similarly yeet him.
Of course,
in the ocean after
you're drunk with power, bestie.
Why don't I just sit on him? Like I'm just gonna sit on Rainier, and I'm like, you're not moving because there's 2,000 pounds on you.
Alex.
Okay. The couches don't
Arnold.
get old.
I sincerely do.
Okay.
Yes, Arnold, we can do this. I think this just happens. I don't think you need to roll for it.
Perfect.
So you cast Mage Hand, it grabs the picture frame and darts over to the bathysphere. Diana, you hear like a gentle knocking as it sort of like wraps against the airlock. And Arnold, give me an insight check, actually, really quick.
Got it. I got a bad one. It's not great. Let's see.
What'd you get?
Oh God. I got 8.
8. Rainier is unbothered. He turns and he says, he actually swims closer to the priestess, and he says, like, I'm so my dear priestess, I am so glad you are down here. But before he can finish whatever fucking ass kissing monologue he was about to jump into, a 6-foot wriggle snake darts between him and the lobster as Travis rolls right up to the glass window, holding what appears to be a dead piece of like broken coral that is like leaking this blood red ooze. And he holds it in front of the glass window and sort of points at it, and then wipes the edge of his short sword against the red ooze on Elle's ship, and sort of like holds it in front of her. And through a series of sort of like complex hand gestures, he gets his point across. So he's essentially like asking her if she did this.
Hey, Rainier, you owe him money.
Cool. Just to throw that from the 3-point line. I don't know, Garion, I think your radio shuts off. You hear like that dead tone of like something turning off. So whatever Elle says is private between her and Travis. But you see Travis's hand crush this piece of dead coral. and he swims away very fast. And
so he seemed angry, right? Am I correct?
Yeah. I think you would all be able to very easily figure out that it did not go the way he wanted it to.
Cool.
How
But
far
then
away are we from her ship?
Like 20 feet, close enough. I mean, like not like
So, like, maybe Clarence could have heard what she fucking said.
you could ask him.
Because I'm terribly curious. Hey, Clarence, or I'm not 100% sure where Peter is in this either, truthfully, bestie. Not sure what the logistics were, but anybody who's out there, did you happen to hear what she said? Because I'm real curious.
And I've got it recorded in the databanks, but it's using an encoding that I'm not quite familiar with, so I'm going to have to decrypt it, and then I will understand. But I can tell you that Travis did respond in his own language, and I caught that on whatever fantasy CCTV radio sort of scenario I've got hooked up to this bad boy. But I don't have I can't tell you right away. But if you give me a little bit of time, I'll be able to tell you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Peter hops in the bathysphere. Once he's dry, I cannot lie. This dude stinks to high heaven.
Well,
Smells real bad.
Yeah,
Josh Pat takes one whiff of him and immediately starts whining and like scratching at his nose to like get it out of there. But everybody clambers in. Rainier sort of like grabs one of the bars on the outside because he's totally fine. He's got his fucking fantasy scuba suit. And you all zip up to the surface. We'll do a smash cut to a dockside. It's probably mid-morning because you guys left early in the morning. You've been down there for some time. The hatch to this priestess's submersible pops open with like a hiss of pneumatic hydraulics, and she clambers out and greets you with a smile of like appreciation on her face. It's the first time any of you have seen her smile, and she says, I knew you could do it. You seem a set of hardy adventurers. Now, of course, if I could have my picture frame, a bargain is a bargain, and I will tell you where the stone is. You all, if you don't remember, you guys did pass the dead form of the Nimblewright on the way down to the harbor. It had been chomped on by something with teeth. So she ostensibly knows where the stone went after it had been sadly passed from this world into the wherever robots go after they die. I'm not quite sure.
Before we give you your frame, which we will do, can we have the information first? We don't want to hand you the frame just for you to go, just kidding, and run away in your little lobster.
I gave you my word as one person of honor to another. I don't think we need to. If I tell you where it is, who's to say you're not going to run away with my picture frame?
Because
Okay,
the picture frame means
what-
nothing to us. What do we want with this thing?
I don't need a
It's a
picture.
cool picture.
First of all, that is a good point. But here, why don't we do this? We could both have one hand on it while you tell us the information, like we're children exchanging snacks at lunch.
Fine, but if you take my 2 Oreos in exchange for that Fig Newton, I swear to God, I'm going to cut your hand off at the wrist. All right, yeah, she agrees. And she puts one hand on this picture. As he hands it over, everybody, you notice that I don't remember if I described it last episode, but in case I didn't or you forgot, in this picture frame is a well-worn and weathered picture of a young Elle hugging a young Charlie, the head priest of the House of Inspired Hands. This is clearly a picture from at least 20 years ago because they're both much younger, much happier looking. There's an inscription on the bottom that's, you get the idea, it's just sort of like general affection. But
Charlie
that's
the Dragonborn?
correct. Well remembered, Garion. But Charlie, I'm sorry, Elle puts a hand on the picture frame and looks at you and says, "No tricks now. The stone is in the city of the dead, in Waterdeep's graveyard. There's a family tomb with the last name of Castellanter. That's where you'll find it."
Very cool. Thank you very much. Here's your picture frame.
As you go to hand it off, Garion, Rainier actually pushes it out of your hand into hers and says, "Yes, of course. No, do not stress. My dear priestess, we will handle it from here. I'm glad that we all as a group could have secured this for you. Never forget the name of Rainier Neverember, the Waterdeep son of the city who got this picture frame for you and really did a good
Tess
job.
just sits on him. She sits on him. She's just sitting on him.
Yes.
He's mid-sentence cut off. She just sits on him.
All right,
Yeah.
the rest of that disappears in as he just gets sat on by a cow.
Ink unlocked.
Okay, and then I'm gonna say something to Rainier while he's underneath Tess. I'm just gonna go. All right, Rainier, we'll meet at the City of the Dead in 2 days' time. Meet us there. Don't be late.
He
The
sort
trick
of
is we're actually gonna go tonight, and so he's not gonna show up.
he sort of like wheezes something at you, but you can see that his face is starting to turn like red and a little blue around the lips.
Tess
And
is
pay
just- yeah, she's
Travis.
just
He saved your
chilling.
life.
He nods
Hey,
at that too, I guess.
Captive audience.
We can find out what happened to the lobster, our little baby,
Right.
my friend.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, can we go back to Troll Skull or?
I think narratively, it totally makes sense for you guys to go back to Troll Skull first. Like, I don't see
I
why
also
your
agree.
characters would go straight to this other thing,
I need
Oh,
to
like
shower.
leap into the next arc. You know what I mean?
Especially when like we're all probably wet. Like we want like a change of clothes.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were just around dead, drippy pizza zombie.
Yeah, pizza zombie smells bad. What does
Yeah.
pizza zombie smell like to Tess, by the way?
Pizza Zombie smells like raw burning ozone, which you suspect, Tess, is like this crawling spell that is like sort of eating the dead flesh around. Like by the time you guys get to the surface, like you can see like cleaned ribs, like whatever is cast on this guy is still like very much active. But he also smells like raw steak and béarnaise sauce and broccolini.
That is not what dead. That's not what tissue smells like at all.
Maybe in your
Salt,
bullshit world, but this is
water,
fantasy world,
yeah.
Diana.
This is fantasy dead people who smell like food.
Yeah, in the perfect world, dead people smell delicious.
It's the best source of protein.
Okay,
I'm not a
second thing.
cannibal.
What does the red ooze smell like to Tess?
Red.
I think being above water, you have a better shot of smelling, because while you were under, you had like you had like a thing on so that you could breathe. So there was a barrier between you and
It probably
inhaling
got
salt
on
water.
us and stuff as well.
I think it smells like cold metal and electricity.
Interesting.
What does electricity smell like?
Red stuff.
Red.
Oh.
Bam.
It kind of
Bam.
smells like
Anthony.
Anthony
That was
fucking
real
nailed it.
helpful.
Smells like red stuff, baby.
Before we go, I just real quick want to check in with Clarence and say, I just asked you this. I know it's just we're getting ready to leave, and I know you're anxious to sail off with Peter, and we wish you the best. And if you renew your vows, be sure to invite us. Did you get a chance to decrypt the message?
It's going to take me just a couple of days, but rest assured, I will find a way to get it to you. Can you give me your address, social security number, and bank account information, please?
Yeah, it's trollskull
Trollskull.
at fantasygmail.com.
He agrees to somehow get this information to you, Bestie.
Okay, sweet.
As you are walking away, I think Peter is sort of resting comfortably on the airlock with his sort of like elbows on the metal, and he waves as you leave, and then you see him disappear into the depths of the bathysphere, and it seals closed and sinks into the water with nary a ripple, and disappears into the fantasy sunset. Although not really, because it's like the middle of the afternoon, but sort of like the metaphorical fantasy sunset. I got my romantic close to the arc. Fuck you, Garion.
So do you guys think that the potion person who like built the bathysphere is just like dead? Did she like drown?
Oh
just got,
shit, I
like-
forgot all about Sabina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I wanted to save her at one
Yeah.
point.
She just like flew out the window, and then all of us were like, "Ah, damn."
Look,
No,
there are
I'm sure
murky
to see
waters.
with Ada.
Well, no, to be fair, at the start of the next episode, Jess made a pretty concerted effort to be like, hey, I want to go get her.
Yeah.
But I shut that shit down real quick because I wasn't gonna do call Sabina.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I know her character is not dead because she's dope as hell, and I want her
Our
to come back
other
on the show.
other guest is gonna eat our other guest.
There's gonna be an off-camera sort of like Hunger Games as to who gets to come back. All right. Smash cut. Interior troll skull day. It is, you are all happy to see that the inside of Troll Skull is bustling at this mid-afternoon hour. There are several full tables. The bar is pleasantly populated. Floon is there, right where he belongs, behind the bar, serving up tankards of ale and wine and coffee. Arnold on stage is a half-elf folk duo. One of them is playing a hand drum and the other is playing a lute and singing, and they sound pretty good. I mean, like, not awesome like it's not like fantasy Aerosmith, but they sound all right. That's the only band I had like right off the jump. I couldn't think of another one.
You started out with like a folk duo, and then you hit.
I know. I was picturing
fantasy
like a Mumford & Sons.
Aerosmith. I was.
Fuck! Mumford & Sons was right there. It's fine. But as you walk in, Floon waves to you and it's just like, "Whoa, what's up, guys? You're all wet. Did you like go for a swim?"
Yes.
Word. No other details needed, I guess.
I just feel like we wouldn't be real. So Mel, anyway, is generally baseline kind of annoyed with Floon. Always has been. Doesn't really care for him.
Tess is also,
so she would not be at all interested in giving him any more info. All she wants to do is like get cleaned up, clean up JPZ, and like just.
I like to think of it like Floon came to the end of the bar and like held up a hand for a high five, and like Tess and Mel just straight up like walked past him without eye contact.
Yeah.
And he's unperturbed.
Yeah.
Gareth, you're next. And he's like, I
pat him on the head like he's a child.
All right, bro. Fair enough. So you all get cleaned up. Dry change of clothes, shower, etc. I think when you come back down the bar, who's it happened to? Arnold, pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.
Oh, well, it happens to you, dear boy. Lucky you.
We did.
You walk downstairs. It's the weird doldrum between lunch service and dinner service. The restaurant looks fairly empty. The music has sort of packed away. And there is a tall human with balding, sort of lank brown hair and watery eyes standing at the end of the bar next to a bright green, tall, maybe like 2-foot tall plant. He's tapping 1 foot to himself.
Does he look nervous? Does he look like
he does look a little anxious. He's sort of like fiddling with the pot that the plant is in and sort of like adjusting the leaves. And one of that foot that is tapping maintains that sort of like ceaseless rhythm. But as you come down the stairs, Floon notices you because he's still working the bar, and he points to the guy and opens his mouth. But before he can say anything, the guy actually spins to you and says, hello. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Are you one of the proprietors here?
If by proprietor you mean the main source of entertainment, yes, absolutely. That would be me. Yes.
Oh, you're
Are you looking for a room for your plant? Is that
Arnold Stevenson?
You know my first and last name. I am famous. Thank you. Yes, this is the best day of my life. I have never felt more like a success story than this moment. I've been through a lot recently. I just like to put your hand
Only Arnold, after everything that has happened, thinks that a random stranger knowing his government name is a good thing.
I love it so much. I love that every one of you would have had a wildly different reaction to me as an NPC saying your first and last name. But Arnold, he pushes the plant a little bit closer to you, a little nervously, like tapping it almost like a cat to the end of the bar, and says, "My name is Dustin Froon. I suppose you could call us business rivals, but I like to think of myself as just another friendly neighbor. I'm new to the neighborhood, and I thought I'd introduce myself."
Is
Can I
Tess
tell-
in the room?
I think right now it's just Arnold, but I think you guys would be more or less together, so you guys are going to come down soon. I want to see what Arnold does.
Do I know anything about this plant? Like just by looking at it, do I
Give me a nature
recognize-
check, Arnold.
No problem.
I'll tell you right now, it's not going to be nearly as good as the one Diana's going to roll later.
Awesome. Oh, so close. So close to a 20. I got 18.
18's quite good. It is gorgeous. Whatever it is, yes, I get to describe plants. I'm so excited. Okay, so it is 2 feet tall, big central stalks that are actually interwoven with each other. You can't tell if it's intentional or natural. The leaves are spade-shaped and a dark, shiny green, but it's interspersed with tiny purple and white blossoms that almost look like little like galaxy cosmos clusters. Sort of
So
winding all the way
interwoven
up.
like a money tree.
A little bit like a money tree stalk, exactly, but with sort of like what you would think tulip lilac blossoms, but small, little guys.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna like come out and just ask this guy why he's so, like I just want to look at him like, so it's you say we're rivals. I would just like to think of us as friends, even though I don't know you and you seem to know me a little bit. Why do you seem so nervous? Because last time, I'm just gonna put this out there because I've had a long life.
When you're like 25.
Yeah. So I'm just like,
Okay.
the last time, like every time people seem to introduce themselves and they seem nervous, and it's less about them being anxious and more about me about to be murdered. So can you just help me understand why you're shaking with a plant? Is this a plant bomb? I've seen many types of bombs now, and I don't want to die like this today.
No, it's not a plant bomb. It's sort of it's just a nice gesture. I did a lot of reading on sort of like normal interactions with people, and you're supposed to come with a gift, and I thought it might be nice to have a plant. But I'm new. I recently bought an establishment in the neighborhood a couple blocks away called Ale Be Back.
Nice.
I bought it through a broker, and he recommended that I come and say hello to you as the sort of rivals in the neighborhood. Really quick. Now I will say that Gareth, Tess, and Mel, you all sort of trickle down. Maybe Mel, you hop right to your crow's nest that is still somehow by my good graces attached to the wall. Tess, I don't know if you know this. Mel had the day that we built this tavern. Good job, dude. For these players, the first thing that Diana did was say, I want a spot where nobody else is, that's high on the wall, that's hard to get to. So high on the wall in Troll Skull Tavern, above the bookshelves and stage, is a balcony with a rope and pulley system to get drinks up there that Mel just like hangs out in.
Love that.
And she
I love
loves
that
it.
for her.
She does love it too much.
I bring JP up with me.
Nice. Yeah,
I've actually been looking at ways to like make the crow's nest a little bit bigger, a little bit more construction. So as JP gets bigger, that will still fit up there real nice.
You can have like a little sidecar type of thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be really expensive and hard to do. It's going to take a lot of time, and the thing might fall off the wall. Anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna be like super dumb, and you'll hate it. So you're like, might as well not.
So all of you are now down there. You can all get a hand in the scene if you would like to. If you will remember, though, Arnold, when you were at Lady Yala Gralhun's manor 1 arc ago, you ran into a drunk Rainier Neverember who was lamenting the fact that somebody had bought one of his father's prestigious establishments out from under him, the name of which was Ale Be Back. Garion, he roped Gareth with like one arm around Gareth's neck and like whispered, "What do you know about Dustin Froon?" into your ear. This was several months ago, so like obviously you don't remember. I'm just giving you guys your characters would, because it was like last week.
Word. Cool.
I got you, Diana. Don't worry. You forget it all the time,
I
but
don't
Mel
remember any
remembers.
of this. Well, the first thing Tess would do is she would try to eat the plant.
Okay.
She would eat at least a leaf of the plant, and also, she being a fae person would know quite a bit about plants.
So
I'm
she's still
wondering
a
if she would
cow.
recognize it, but she would eat it.
She's
At
still a
least a
cow, or
brief-
is she a
Or
fae?
is she a human?
I like to
grabbing-
imagine she just has like a fork and knife, and she's like,
That's what I mean. Like, is she like cow, or is she making a salad?
I think I guess she has to be in human form right now. So I think she would be in human form, but she kind of just forgets that she's not a cow. Like, for her, it's very normal. So she kind of just reaches over and like noms it
Chomps
as
on
a
it.
person. She just eats like a
Right.
leaf or two,
Yeah, that's
and
normal.
then maybe recognizes the plant.
I would love Mel and Tess to make nature checks, please.
That's funny.
Yes.
How do I do that? Is that 20?
Yeah, it's one of your skills. Tess, it's somewhere around perception. It's in that same list. Should be in nature.
Okay, my nature's +0, so I roll a 20.
Diana's is very good.
Why isn't mine better? I'm a fae.
22.
Oof.
16.
Okay. Tess, this is a cool looking plant. Probably pretty tasty. Just going off of like how it looks. Mel, this is a poisonous plant. You recognize it.
I was so
It's-
afraid of that when you started saying it was in colors. Like, in my
Well, you
head,
said
I'm
it was
like,
tropical, I'm like,
Nothing that's that
tropical.
pretty is.
You
good for
have, I think you've
you.
either would you say, Mel, that you had encountered that in the wild when you did your rangings, or maybe had you heard about it or heard its description? What do you think?
I think that maybe I've seen it maybe like once or twice. But mostly I'm gonna assume that I've just heard, because it is poisonous. It's one of those things that is like ingrained. We need to know the poisonous ones. So
Right.
so it's definitely
What does it
one of
smell
those
like?
things that would have been.
Oh, it
It
smells,
like
it
poison
smells-
and death.
No, it smells like clementines and
course it
sage. It
does.
smells
Oh yeah,
like.
Tess is eating it.
So
She's
I
just
think
eating it.
Mel,
All
you
right.
see Tess like grab a leaf and start to move it towards her mouth. You're all the way
She
up
doesn't
in
grab.
the
She
crow's
goes
nest,
mouth
so-
first. She's a mouth first type of girl.
So Mel is going to I'm going to just assume that like not a lot of people necessarily go up to the crow's nest. So maybe I've got like a book up there or something that I was reading. I'm gonna fucking throw it down and just smack her upside the head.
Just
Okay.
throw the book at me.
Yeah, I'm
Make,
gonna hit you with it, so that way I can be like, don't fucking eat that.
Diana, on your character sheet, in next to the left bubble, you should have a dexterity score. I think
There's
it's
a
like
book
+3.
throwing score.
Roll a d20 and add your dexterity score to it, please.
Oh, my dexterity.
If it's
slaps.
bad, I die, Diana.
I don't think it can be. My mod. It's real good. It's real good. It's actually a 22 again.
22 is quite good. Garion, that was very impressive.
What are you doing?
You throw, I don't know, a section of the Encyclopedia Britannica at Tess. Tess, as this delicious smelling leaf is like breaking the barrier between your lips, a book slams into your head and you turn to see Mel standing at the top of the crow's nest doing what, Mel?
Yeah, looking down at her like incredulous and like, would you stop trying to figure out what stuff is with your mouth? That will kill you. Stop. That will
Two
kill you.
questions. 2 questions. Hey, what the fuck? Second,
One, I just saved your life. Go ahead with number 2.
which encyclopedia, which letter is it of the encyclopedia?
I don't know, Mel, what were you reading?
I don't think I'd actually be reading an encyclopedia.
It's P through
nice.
R.
Oh.
Whew.
No, there's no way I just can't do it singing the alphabet song to myself on camera to
I
figure
can-
out which letter came after P.
I could see it in your eyes.
Q.
You said P, and then I saw in your head A B C D E F G H I J K L
Oh,
M
there's
N
no way I
P.
was caught on camera doing that.
It absolutely was. So then
Anyways, Tess she's like, oh, pee, that's the good one. And she eats a couple pages out of
So
that.
Mel would also
Alright.
then holler down, why are you bringing a poisonous plant into my place of business?
A lot of plants.
He says his eyes get huge and he immediately pales, Bestie. And he says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I just bought it from a stand. I didn't know that it was poisonous. Are you okay? I promise this was an accident."
I'm gonna
I'm not
roll for lie
trying to-
detection.
Yeah,
I mean,
Garion, roll an insight check for me, please.
You bought a plant that got me hit in the head by a book.
Also, who's
I'm
just
not
selling
okay.
a poisonous
Hold
fucking
on,
plant
guys.
at a stand?
Garion, if you cannot roll a d20 on your desk,
hey, drop the attitude.
Basically, all tropical
Fair enough.
plants are poisonous.
Drop your
By the
attitude like
way,
he drops his
listeners,
dice.
Keep them away from your pets.
I got a 14.
His eyes dart ever so slightly to the corner of his vision.
What?
Yep.
I think you nailed it.
I think I did too.
That means he's lying.
And he
I don't think it means anything to have your eyes dart to the corner of your vision.
says,
Your eyes dart to the corner of your vision.
No,
He
I think it's.
says-
I saw something on Twitter like 8 years ago. It was like if somebody is like making something up, then they look to the left. But if they're remembering something, then they look to the right or something fucking stupid.
he all right, let's say this. He's not entirely telling the truth, Garion. What he is, I mean, you're gonna have to jump into the scene to figure out exactly what, but like he's not fully buying what he's selling.
We take a
Try
pee
to
break.
kill me in particular. Is what I'm hearing.
Let's take a pee break before we figure out what is up with this guy. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Critically Stupid. Give me just a couple of seconds. I will have you right back to the show. First of all, hi, how's it going? It's me, Alexander James. I'm your dungeon master and your stalwart war steed. You can ride me into battle. Yeehaw! That is the sound I will make as your steed. Thank you so much for sticking with us to the halfway point of the show. We are legally required to tell you that we are playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist, an official Dungeons & Dragons module written by, let's hear it all together, Chris Perkins, Scott Fitzgerald Gray, Kim Mohan, and Michelle Carter. If you or any of your friends, your street youths, your gremlins, your goblins, your kobolds, whatever small lizard folk you're rolling with that want to play D&D, I highly recommend you go to dnd.wizards.com. Check out all the dope products they've got there. They've got papers. They've got pens. They've got other schoolyard equipment like jungle gyms. They'll sell it to you right off the site. It's crazy. Check it out, dnd.wizards.com. We are, as always, doing that big YouTube push, trying to get to that magic number of 1,000 subscribers. If you have not yet, I would deeply, deeply, in my soul of souls, appreciate it if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, just anything you can do to push us up in the algorithm, get us in front of new listeners who also might like our shows. If you listen to us audio only, if you could go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and a review, or a review, or or a rating on Spotify, that would be tremendous. We really, really appreciate it. We market the show to the best of our ability, but we are, as the show title might suggest, 5 idiots who are just trying to do their best. So any help you can give us would be tremendously appreciated. If you would like to end up as a character on our show, you can tweet us at CritStupid. Tell us what you think of the most recent episode. Tell us what you think how you think we're doing, sort of like generally. If you've got a suggestion for the show, we'd love to hear it. We are here for you, ultimately, the listener and the audience. So if there's something that you think we could be doing better, I'm not. This isn't even a joke. I would love to hear from you. So tweet us at CritStupid, and your name could go into the pool to be a community NPC. NPCs like in this particular episode, Dustin. Dustin Froon is a new character that you I think have met yet or will potentially meet soon. He's going to be a running NPC that I think the characters will get into next. Dustin's handle is @AndDusters, and that's a Z at the end of Dusters. I'll throw it up there on the screen for those of you watching on YouTube. Did a great job retweeting about a couple of the episodes when we were early on, and I'm just now getting around to his name, so Dustin, I'm sorry for that. I hope you're still listening, and if you're not, well, then I guess you won't hear me flub your name a couple of times. So wish you the best, buddy. I think that's it. I think that's all I got for you today. I think you're about to hear yet another dope Libris Arcana ad. That's how A's work. So stick around, and I'll see you after the break. All right. I love you. Take it squeezy.
Okay, I'm looking through the resin sets right now. Have you seen any of these?
Yeah, I looked at them before I called you, actually. They're sweet as hell, aren't they?
Dude, look at Blood Moon.
Oh, hang on. I had the page up to Fire Eye. Yo!
Blood Moon is sweet. Loki, I might have to buy that.
That's... Hey, well, hey, guess what? Lucky for you.
Luckily for me, fortunately for me, count my lucky stars. I have a coupon code STUPID20 that I could use at checkout to purchase myself a fine dice of... I'm saying this satirically, but I'm actively going to check out.
So one thing that I have been looking at is Libris Arcana's leather book covers. I didn't know this because I had been paying attention more to the dice, but it turns out that our discount code STUPID20 is actually good for anything on the site. So I checked out these leather gaming book covers, and they're actually sweet for somebody like as when I was in person and I would DM games, I would have to travel and like lug my stuff around, and like your books get beat up pretty bad because they're in your bag with beer bottles in my case, and also pens and dry erase markers. But if I have like one of these covers, it keeps it clean. And then it also, dude, like low key, it makes it look like a wizard spell book. And that is every vibe I've ever wanted for myself as a dungeon master.
I'm going to be honest, I wasn't listening. I was looking at the description for Shillelagh or Shillelagh. That's the one I have.
It's pronounced Shillelagh.
My ass is pronounced Shillelagh.
That's how it's pronounced.
Well, it's the one I got. It's cool as hell. The first hints of spring, lingering clumps of snow over. That is accurate. That's a very cool description.
I'm mad because that's better than most of the descriptions I've had in any of our episodes together. Everybody go to LibrisArcana.com. Use our exclusive discount code STUPID20 for 20% off anything on the site. We've been pushing the subscriptions because I genuinely think that's one of the coolest things in the D&D dice making space. But great handmade sets of dice for individual purses. They've got leather gaming book covers. They've genuinely got some really great stuff, and I super recommend their products because they're high quality, they look great, and they are an absolute pleasure to roll.
Hell yeah, they are.
Can. Was he a paper bird or was he a regular bird? I don't know why.
He was a regular bird, although
I was thinking of the paper bird in my pocket.
You do have it. So I think maybe at the end of this episode, or I'll do it now, you guys have like picked up from your various arcs like hints to like other stuff. At some point I will remind you of them. The most prevalent ones.
Cute that you think we're gonna remember.
I've been thinking about my paper bird every episode.
Jess, you have a magical paper bird, and Arnold, you have a sealed packet of letters that are locked with an arcane lock that you picked up from Yala Gralhun's Orond Gralhun's study, I should say.
That was one of those situations where I got that, and then we all went to bed, and it was the end of the episode, and I was like, I wanted to open this and figure this out, but then it never came up again.
You know what I realized? Like, I realized that I have from watching the other episodes because I'm good like that. I'm pretty sure I do have Captain Dave Stargate. Captain what's his fuck's phone number? He gave me, or some way to get a hold of him. He gave me like a little piece of like rolled up parchment or whatever. And I've just held on to that because at some point I feel like I'm just gonna, hit him up. I'm just letting you know ahead of time, bestie.
And Gareth found $1 million.
No, did he? All right, we're jumping back in. Okay, welcome. We're back from our pee break. I'm not going to ask how it was for everybody else, but mine was adequate. All right, Garion.
Below average.
Found bread.
Yeah, Tess came back with food, or Jess came back with food, which is like...
I found sourdough bread, so...
In the bathroom?
Yeah.
Where else do you keep bread?
How else do you get sour?
All
right.
Oh God. Gary, where are we at with what do you want to do with this insight roll that you just rolled? You know that he might not necessarily be lying, but something about this guy isn't checking all the boxes.
I think I'm just gonna like kind of press him about his story until something doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna ask
What about his story?
what what inspired you to buy LB back? It's been there a long time. Have you always wanted to be a bartender?
I bought it through a broker, and they assured me that it was a good business. It was well established in the neighborhood, and I was getting a good deal. That's what he said. It was a good deal, and I'm always looking for opportunities to get more of my name out there. I started just with a hot dog cart on Winborn Way. I don't know if you know it, but Duster Froon's hot dog cart was the best hot dog cart on Winborn Way, and now I've got my own tavern, ALB back, and I'm really excited to get my name out there.
This broker you bought the tavern from, who was it? But if you don't mind me asking.
His name was Anderson Cooper.
I don't believe you at all.
Garion and Arnold and Tess, because you're standing right there. This dude is now fully lying through his teeth, and you don't need to roll inside checks to get it. Yeah, well, I just wanted to let you know.
What kind of meat was the hot dogs?
Oh wait, can
The
I
hot
do
dog
something
sandwich.
real quick? Actually, if
What
you
kind
don't
of
mind,
meat
if
is any
if-
hot dog?
That's what I mean. I want to know what kind of meat is his hot dog.
Yeah, go ahead,
Eat
Ian.
hot dogs.
Can I do something a little intimidating, maybe?
Ooh, yes, please.
Floon, lock the door.
Go lock the door.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Mel's real excited for this whatever's about to go down. She's feeling warm.
I would like to be in cow form now.
You
Yeah,
always
bro,
want to
like-
be in cow form.
I
Jeff.
know, but I look so intimidating as a cow.
Okay, wait. Arnold sees Gareth do this, and he sees that he's trying to be intimidating, and he wants to go bad cop, bad cop. So I said,
Hold on. Here's the thing. Gareth is still lax and laid back, but I mean, this is very obviously
oh, yeah, definitely.
No, hang on. I
active
love
power.
I love the very casual, like, telling Floon to go lock the door. So Floon, like, without hesitating, goes, "Yeah, bro."
Awesome.
And he like leaps over the bar, locks the door. The few patrons that are in here are like a little confused, but not like alarmed. I think, Jess, really quick, is there like do you just pop into cow form? Is there like a wet squelch? Like, what's the physical process look like?
I sneeze, and then at the beginning of the sneeze, I'm a person, and then at the chew end of the sneeze, I'm a cow.
Okay, so you all hear like a head,
Let's say
and then there's just a cow there wearing Tessa's now cow.
We're
could you
used to it at this
imagine-
point. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
you guys are very
sure,
used to
for
it.
sure.
Doesn't even
You
phase
say
us
Bessie you.
anymore.
Could you imagine
When I
if
have
it
like a
was-
sneeze attack, she just flips back and forth really fast.
When you have your spring allergies.
For some reason, I pictured it in my head like how somebody would turn into a werewolf, where she's just like, ah, as her like hands turn into hooves, like screaming in pain.
Okay, Gareth, the door is locked, and this dude looks nervous as heck.
Now I heard your name before, Mr. Froon. An acquaintance of mine was complaining about an establishment of his being bought from under him, and I'm pretty sure you took a full 32 seconds to make up the name Anderson Cooper.
I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. That's the broker that I bought the tavern from.
Oh, I don't doubt that you bought the tavern from the broker, sure. Also, the poisonous plant is weird. That feels like... I don't even know where to start with that. Were you trying to kill us?
At the mention of the plant, Gareth, this dude's face changes. He's still not physically. He's still like brown, lank hair, bald spot, watery eyes.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a sad sack. But The pinched tight anxiety drops. His face relaxes, his cheeks still. And one edge of his mouth curls up in what can almost be a cold sneer. And he says, I almost killed that cow. That would have been pretty funny.
I'm gonna be honest, it would have.
Tess is like, you're not wrong. That's really, really funny.
But
However, really
she
annoying.
took a bite out of that leaf, and I was like, oh, Nelly.
she takes a bite out of a lot of things. I'm surprised she's made it this far.
She has a
Well-
huge liver. She's fine.
Despite that, it seems like a real brazen play. I mean, if we did eat the plant, it would have been immediately traced back to you. It seems like a sort of clumsy assassination plan.
I will admit that I didn't think about all of the particulars right off the bat, but I thought that maybe if I got one of you, then they would sort of leave me alone, and my debt would be fulfilled, and I could sort of like just run my business without interference.
I just want
there
you
it
to know
is.
real quick that cow livers can get up to 15 pounds. So-
Dianna, I swear to fucking Christ, if you are Googling cow facts right now, I'm gonna reach through this camera and slap you.
I could have eaten 15 of those plants, you idiot.
I hate it here.
So good.
Anyway,
So, okay, so can Arnold ask him? I was like, okay, clearly, the door's locked. There are so many of us. I've had enough of this violence. I don't like your smile. Don't appreciate any of that. However,
I hate your face.
I hate your face. But I will say, but I was like, but can you just? It seems like you're under someone's thumb or something's going on here, and you're scared. Can you just help us understand why you wanted to murder my friend? But so this doesn't get worse.
Tess just grabs a leaf and she holds it up to his throat.
like the dumbest little dagger.
like it's a knife, but it's just a leaf.
Adorable. He says, okay, so when I told you I bought it from a broker, that wasn't entirely true. I bought it from a woman. Her name was Sylvie. She was in a wheelchair, and she's part of the Xanathar Guild.
Yes, we know and also dislike Sylvie. Can you get like? So you bought
She's
this
a huge bitch.
Yeah, she's the worst. She's an absolute monster. We've crossed paths with her several times. That being said, still not cool. It doesn't matter. Just because someone doesn't like you, or you have issues with someone, you don't come in and try to murder my friend and then smile when you think that you might have done it a little. That's not.
Well, I'm really here to sort of like case the joint and figure out what you guys are doing well, because everybody talks about you and says that you're a good neighborhood establishment. So I wanted to steal sort of your business strategies, and that guy over there has already given me like most of the recipes for your cocktails, and I only had to ask once.
Well,
I'll give you
kind
guys
of an
3
idiot.
guesses who he's pointing to.
I assume Floon. Yeah, that guy's kind of a moron. I'm willing to bet money that most of those are wrong. Now, I will tell you that a key ingredient to our success in business is every single one of our co-founding members are actually player characters.
That's true. Baseline, we're at an advantage.
There's
We
so-
no
are-
way you just pulled plot armor on me. Carrie.
We are basically gods.
All right. Well, this cringing Ant-Man of an insect person says, listen, it's not a fully poisonous plant. I'm pretty sure I only asked for a mildly poisonous one, so she would have been fine. I just thought it was. I just wanted to come and see the secrets of your success, and now, no harm, no foul, right?
Explain fine. Is it like explosive diarrhea? violent, explosive.
I mean, Mel would
vomiting.
know, right?
Because Tess is as she's asking, she's inching the leaf closer and closer.
Yeah, I imagine
to his
she's
mouth.
like jabbing his throat with this leaf.
Yeah. She's like, no, but she's inching closer to his mouth. So she's like,
Oh, okay.
Explosive diarrhea.
He like twists his like neck away from it. And he says, I didn't ask, but the lady assured me that it would be unpleasant. Mel, you know that this is a fully poisonous plant. So whether this dude is lying or inept is the current question. It is not mildly poisonous. This is a fully deadly plant that this dude
is
is
still trying very
Yeah.
much to feed him the plant.
He is like
Dodging
away
how
from
did
it.
he treat the plant when he like brought it in? Like when he carried it, did he like treat it very cautiously, like he knew it was super poisonous?
Wasn't he like nudging it like a cat, like barely?
That is a question for Floon because Arnold came downstairs and he was waiting at the bar.
Ah.
Um,
Hey Floon, how did that guy bring the plant in here?
1 second, Garion. I've interrupted Mel at least
Oh, yeah,
twice.
sorry.
oh no, that's okay. I was gonna say, Mel just assumes that he is lying because he's been shifty already. He comes in bringing a poisonous plant that he's already kind of afraid of. The door is locked. I'm in my little crow's nest. I think I'm just gonna like draw an arrow and point it at him and tell him that, yeah, that's how I'm feeling tonight. Sorry, guys, that's the energy I'm at. From above, real scary, doing that intimidation thing, and I'm just gonna holler down at him that I'm tired of your lying. You know what you brought here, and I'm not okay with it. And I don't ever want to see you here.
Tess takes the cue from Mel and she just like holds his head like with her elbow. Like she's one muscular, might I say, cow arm. Like
no, hang on a second.
Kind of feeding.
Okay, that's not how cow arms bend.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to delve really.
She's a fey cow.
No, hang on a second, Jess. Hang on a second. I want you to explain the physics of how you reach up to a human man's neck and like.
I was kind of picturing that she would like just take a hoof and like push him against the wall and like hold him there.
Yeah, she's just holding his head still. So either it's like
hold him against the wall or whatever. Just hold
like
him still.
hoof.
I mean, I've shot a moving target. You're just making it a little easier for me if you hold him still.
Okay, all right. Let's say that Tess, you put a hoof against this dude's sternum and pin him against the bar.
Okay.
That's as close as I'm allowing you to get without breaking the physics of how a cow works.
Yeah,
don't make Dianna Google cow
bend your
physics.
arm in the wrong way to.
She breaks it. She breaks her arm.
She dislocates her shoulder and.
Okay. So I think this dude sees the arrow on Mel's bow and fully loses every ounce of courage that he had in him. He turns into a wet willy of a human being and starts babbling excuses. His stammer grows worse. I'm not going to do that because that's not productive. But he grows so incredibly nervous.
Okay, Gareth will put a hand on his shoulder.
That's so menacing.
And go.
I already have
listen.
a hoof on his sternum.
I'm surprised Arnold hasn't just taken his fucking voice at this point too. Like we are full on like villain arc now.
I'm trying to like console him, except like I kind of don't care, and you can see it in my eyes.
Okay.
We are not the biggest fans of Sylvie. All right, there's no love lost there. So, if we can help you get out of your debt, we might. There's no reason to be trying to kill us. It'll only go poorly for you. Give the plant back to whoever gave it to you and throw in the towel. Maybe pay off your debt by having a successful bar.
I so badly want to feed you this plant. I want to force feed you this plant. And she's saying this with a huge smile on her face. Just...
I would like very much to not eat that. I'm so sorry. I will take the plant back to the lady I bought it from, and I will never darken your doorstep again. You will never be bothered by me ever.
So, okay, can Arnold ask? Actually, screw it. Arnold just casts Mage Hand and grabs the plant and shoves it toward his face more, and it's just like,
yeah,
like I've had enough of all this. And he's
if
just
you'd
going,
known what we just went through.
Yeah, but sorry. So Arnold's just like, so what did Sylvie want you to do here? Like, why did you came here? Are you an assassin? What is this all about? What did you? What was your
I'm not assassin. I'm not a killer. I'm a
no, you're not great at
businessman.
it, of course. But like, what did Sylvie actually want you to
you-
do? Is
You're
my
a
question.
bad assassin, but
She just told me to watch you and to keep an eye. She
Was
said
there
there would
cameras
be
on the
she
plant?
said there would be more instructions to follow, and I just followed the instructions.
How are you getting these further instructions, and can we have them?
I suppose if she comes to me, I could tell you, but there's in the basement there's a door that leads into the sewers. That's where the information comes from.
In your bar?
Yeah, it looks fresh. She told me not to ask any questions about it.
have you considered boarding that door
into
up?
the sewers. Don't go into the sewers or you'll see a freakish tentacle monster who's very endearing.
I mean, it's true. He's our best friend, but
Dude, I haven't thought about Tim in like 10 episodes.
I have
miss
so
that
many
guy.
questions about Tim, and we just haven't gotten to it yet.
I don't think I know who Tim is.
Oh, Tim's
Freakish
great,
tentacle
Jess.
monster who's very endearing.
endearing.
That sums it
No,
up right
okay.
there.
He,
All right,
he confronted me very dramatically about lying to him, and I got out of the situation by lying to him. It was awesome.
It's pretty great. This dude says, I promise I'll never darken your doorstep again. Please just let me live and don't make me eat that. And I'm sorry.
Floon, go
When
ahead
are
and
you
open the door.
So when are you supposed to meet Sylvie again?
She always just leaves instructions for me. I don't know when she's coming. She just shows up.
Okay.
And Floon goes and opens the door. This dude picks up the plant and fully
I'm
flees
still
out the
pressing
restaurant.
on his sternum. I'm
all
still
right,
on
well-
top of him.
All right, well, if you're pressing on a sternum, Jess, then you're in control. He looked at you terrified.
Okay, well, I just look at him. I'm like, thank you, Justin, for telling us everything. And she gets really close to his face and she just like kisses him on the cheek, but like in like a really weird, creepy way. And then she just lets him go.
Oh my God. Okay. He's horrified.
Miles gonna kind of
He
keep
was just
the
kissed
arrow
by a
on him
cow,
though.
also.
So even as he's like standing up, she's gonna move the arrow with him so that he knows that the arrow is still following him. Just
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah,
he's
he
still
is
properly
acutely aware.
afraid of me, because I want most people to be afraid of me, if I'm honest.
Okay.
He's afraid of Tess and just that she's really unhinged and doesn't make it.
He
I mean, that's
leaves.
its own special brand of frightening, though. The unhinged scary. Like, I'm
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
straightforward scary. Tess is unhinged scary,
there-
which is
there was-
almost scarier.
Good cop, bad cop, and then actually just insane cop.
Yeah, that's me. Ever been
Um,
sat on by a cow.
no.
Cow Cop is just so good.
Good cop, cow cop. Okay.
It's a great
Let's-
episode name.
Let's do a smash cut. And this one's going to be for me because I think it's funny. So we're going to do a smash cut. It is
How are we going to ruin it for him, guys?
Yeah, let's do it.
interior troll skull night. The last dregs of your late night crowd are starting to slip away. Arnold, your evening's entertainment is packing up. I'm not sure if it's you or if it's another person.
Okay.
But
Oh, sorry, Arnold has evening entertainment. What is
I
that?
imagine that Arnold's got
Arnold is
entertainment.
the evening entertainment.
okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say this time it was definitely me because I've been away for a while and I don't like the fact that other people have been playing here and getting.
Okay, so
more.
Arnold's on stage. I got it. I
Oh,
got
okay.
Oh, yeah, that's totally what I meant, guys.
it.
Yeah,
Mel
no,
is
I definitely sounded
probably-
like Arnold has a hooker, is what I sounded
It's
like.
Wow.
like
I was
that.
implying
trying to get
Arnold was the
out of the
hooker.
hat.
I was also thinking Arnold was the hooker. I didn't go the other place, but whatever. I think Mel is in her crow's nest. Tess, what would you be doing in sort of like a late evening if you're not working at Troll Skull? How does Tess relax in a bar?
Oh, I think Tess is just drinking. I think
Okay.
she would
Classic.
just be sitting there drinking and trying to make friends with the people there.
Her cow
Okay.
liver can handle it.
Yeah, if she gets a little bit drunk, she turns into a cow and she's like, I'm so sober.
God damn it. Okay. That's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. Anyway, Gareth, I think you would probably be behind the bar.
Yeah.
Sort of
and-
helping out.
Every time Tess wants a refill. Tess, are you in cow form or Fae form currently?
I think she's currently in Fae form.
In Fae form? Okay, never mind then. I was gonna make a little joke, but it would make less sense.
Yeah, we like to skip jokes here on Critically Stupid.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Gareth is just like trying to close up the bar, but Tess is just like another every like 5 minutes.
Gareth, I think somebody snaps their fingers, which at a bar that's a big no-no. Dear listener, if you're listening, hey, let's stop the jokes for a second.
Ugh.
If you snap your fingers at a front of house person in a bar or restaurant, fuck you.
Anybody?
Sincerely,
Cut off your
from,
hands.
from me, Alexander James, the person, to you, go to hell. Anyway,
Cut off your hands.
So Gareth had like whips into the direction of the snap fingers, but not in an eager to serve fashion.
Tess just gasps really dramatically, like.
Mel's thinking about pulling out the arrow again. Honestly, like who the fuck is snapping at us now?
The room
You
goes
imagine just
quiet.
like being at a bar and like, excuse me, and then as soon as you snap your fingers, your hand gets paled to the bar with an arrow. Ah!
He's pinned to the ground.
It's like that rabbit at the beginning of The Last of Us just gets shot into the snow. Anyway, Gareth, you hear a familiar voice say, well, look at this guy. You look down the bar to see the familiar face of the Black Viper, or Jess apostrophe, sitting at the end of the bar. You don't know where she came from. She's seemingly appeared out of thin air, but she is sitting on the bar. In front of her is a massive troll skull, similarly to the one that's on your wall. You guys are Troll Skull Manor. Obviously, there is a mounted troll skull, but there is a polished and clean one sitting on the bar in front of her.
Badass.
And she says, if it isn't the guy that finished last, looks like one of us got out of the Gralhan Manor unmolested. That's a regrettable turn of phrase, but you know what I mean.
There's no sort of like fantasy phone system, is there?
Why?
Because
text
Gareth
us.
would have just like called the cops. Yeah, there's somebody here confessing to breaking into the Gralhan Manor.
I don't think so. You could go outside and flag the watch if you wanted to, Gary.
No, that's less funny.
Mitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
She says, I thought I'd come down here and brag about my next score because you're clearly so eager to ride my coattails.
The fact that you need to come down and brag about something that you haven't even stolen yet says a lot about your character.
Well, you know what I have already stolen that nobody knows about is the famous troll skull of Fleabergy Manor. Nobody knows I've got it. Nobody knows where it is. So that's pretty cool.
We know.
I mean the troll
now.
skull that we stole 2 months ago that's hanging up on the wall over there, and I point at the troll skull.
She takes a cocktail napkin and places it over the troll skull sitting on the bar in front of her and says, "No, another one. That's somewhere else."
Really?
How far is she from Tess?
Probably like 6 seats or so.
But she just to clarify, she didn't turn to look at the other troll skull that I pointed at.
Nah.
Damn, that's unfortunate.
She puts a cocktail napkin over the troll skull sitting on the bar in front of her and says, "No, not this one, a different one."
Because I'm pretty sure you're bragging about a fake. But I'll throw in a bluff if you want me to. Because I don't know if it's a fake or not. I'm going to be honest.
Are you gonna go bluff her? Are you gonna try and verify the veracity of the troll skull in front of her? Or are you gonna try and bluff her into thinking that yours is more valuable or something else?
If I could kind of appraise the troll skull, so like if I could not lie about ours being more valuable, that'd be great. But I don't know the value of ours.
Give me a. What do you think, Garion? Would that be like a? It used to be called a streetwise check in like 3.5, but God, I'm dating myself on that one. Give me an insight check. Let's call it an insight check, and we'll just roll it good from there.
Cool. Let's do. Oh, I'm fucking nat 20.
No shit. Okay, Garion, this troll skull that is gingerly covered by a cocktail napkin is fucking
How big is a troll skull? I'm sorry. It's covered
It's
with a
picturing,
cocktail
like-
napkin?
it's
That's
about the
not-
size of a beach ball, Bessie. Like it's a big boy.
So a cocktail napkin isn't going to do shit.
It's
That's
more
correct. Yeah. That's the joke. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. This troll skull. So your troll skull on the wall, kind of dingy, kind of bad. It's still impressive, right? You guys have a troll skull. That's cool. But it's like missing one of its tusks. Like you can see where there's like it's been broken and sort of like glued together. The one in front of her is pristine. Like it looks like it was boiled this morning.
Word. Okay. Well, that's
Tess comes and like sits next to her and just like kind of pokes at it.
Okay.
Pokes.
She slaps her hand away and says, hands off the merchandise.
okay. I have an idea actually.
Tell me.
Garrett's gonna go like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. You got a not bad troll skull here. Fortunately for us, ours is the troll skull of the elder of the clan up in the mountains over there. It's a little old, little decrepit looking, but it's a lot more valuable. And the magic enchantments we have on it makes it theft proof. Nothing anybody can do could make it possible to get stolen. Not even the best of thieves, like perchance the Black Viper, if you've heard of her.
I don't
You
know
think
if you
it's
know
a
this, dear boy,
deception?
but I am the Black I mean, no, I've never heard of that person.
Yeah, whew,
But if I
wow.
did, she'd be mighty interested in a sort of challenge.
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna go around spreading rumors, but some owners of
He said
this,
as he spread rumors.
yeah, he said as he lied, known liar Gareth,
Known liar.
infamous liar Gareth.
She says, Garion, she says, I'm not gonna lie, that'd be a pretty sweet temptation from what I've already got going on right now. I've got a line on the sweetest take in Waterdeep. Thought I'd come down here and dangle in front of your face so that you could feel bad when I took it. The last thing she says to you, Gareth, is, I bet you've got no idea that the sweetest take in Waterdeep is a goldfish.
Mel wants to throw another book down and hit her in the head.
How many books you got
Letters
up there,
R through
Bestie?
T. I've got the whole encyclopedia up there.
Minus P to R, apparently.
Right, because that she already ate, so we're moving on. You know, the rest of R to T.
You had to do the alphabet too, right? To know what letter came after R. Did you have to sing it in your head? Please say yes.
Yes.
Okay. Oh God. All right. Roll that dex attack.
19.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, I don't even think she sees it coming. Gareth, as you're talking to her, you see her just beamed across the side of the head by a book. And she goes, ow!
Mel's
Gareth
gonna
just
duck down now though, so she doesn't know where it came from.
Gareth just goes, look out.
This is like R. That's a good one. Oh, I'm jealous. Oh,
Okay. Above table, this is a seed for like a future bit. So unless you guys have anything else for Jess apostrophe, she's gonna disappear into the night. And by that I mean she's gonna leave through the front door.
did she take her
With a
skull with her?
concussion.
She like forgets the skull. Oh shit.
Yeah, we're like, yeah.
Yeah, she gets halfway to the door and then like stops, pivots, and then and then like runs back, grabs the skull, and then runs out the door. But then she
Bye,
leaves with
Black
like a
Viper.
flourish of jazz hands.
Does she leave a calling card again?
No.
Yeah, she also doesn't pay.
Yeah, she doesn't pay. Okay. Let's do a smash cut. Smash cut. I would love to know what you guys are wearing as you walk into the theater to see the classic Waterdeep drama, The Prince and His Mistress, following up on the invitations that you were given from Peter O'Larson. I'm sorry. By fucking shit. following the invitations that you were given by Terrell O'Larson to meet his employer. How do you all dress for a night at the theater?
I think you know what? I think Gareth just wears like a normal two-piece suit that you would see today.
Okay, just a fully non-fantasy suit.
Yeah, correct. Just
All right.
like a blazer, a tie, a dress shirt.
All right. Gareth just looks like an average date on Tinder.
Only if he's holding a
Jess,
fish.
what about you?
I'm picturing like she's treated Tess thinks of this as like the red carpet event of her life. So
Oh.
she's going full. She's wearing her fancy overalls, and they are made of, but they are like it has like a long trail, and its whole thing is made of leaves, and it's very
Ooh.
it's very you know, when Rihanna had that Swarovski crystal dress that was like she was basically naked, but it was just covered as that, but it's leaves, and it leaves a long trail. It's full of pockets though, so she has her shit with her.
Nice. You gotta have the
covered in
pockets.
plants. Yeah, when the light hits her a certain way, it like glitters. If the moonlight hits her, it's like flowers bloom. Like she's gone all out. Yeah, and then her hair is just her usual hair filled with leaves, but these are her normal leaves. They're just like weeds and shit.
Right. But it works with the outfit, which is what's
it
important.
works with the fit. It looks like it's intentional, but she always just has leaves in her hair.
Okay. Mel and Arnold, what about you?
I think that Mel she's not really big into like the dresses. She likes to, you know,
Sure.
Ranger likes to be. So I think that she would also go suit, not like Tinder date suit, but like a pant, like a pantsuit, if you will, a fantasy one. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Probably still do
a fat suit.
Someone once said that puns were the lowest form of comedy.
Don't remember that. Wasn't me. Anyway.
Probably would still do the cloak, maybe one of the nicer ones that she has. We're gonna go all black. Yeah, we're gonna do that because it's, I don't know, the opera or some shit like that.
It's, I mean, elegant.
So yeah. She'd probably do something a little. I don't even know what she does with her hair normally. Not gonna lie, haven't thought that far ahead. But let's call it like an updo or some shit like that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Arnold, what about you?
So I think Arnold kind of feels like the theater people are his people, so he doesn't try to dress up to be super fancy for them. He's not like because he thinks it's more like an affectation of the public that people do that. So he just kind of he dresses like he normally would, but he wears a nice purple bow tie. That's what he does, just to kind of.
I like that actually. Fuck yeah. Okay.
Arnold for sure gets invited to Denny's after the play is over with all the actors.
Wow, that's a cut to theater in high school that I didn't anticipate. Anyway, okay.
Cat is also wearing a literal black tie.
Oh hell yeah!
Fuck yeah, bestie. That's adorable. Okay, so you all walk into the lobby of into the Waterdeep Theater, the Waterdeep Capitol Theater. The Prince and His Mistress is a very famous play throughout the Sword Coast, I'm pretty sure is what Waterdeep is on, throughout the land. So there are many a elegant noble mixed with just like regular, like nice looking well-to-do merchants and citizens of Waterdeep. Everybody is equal in the eyes of the theater. As they mingle through this lobby, you guys probably get there a little bit earlier than showtime. And as you sort of, I think you are drawn by the sort of movement of the crowd naturally. You sort of pull up to the bar. Mel, there is a gentle tap on your shoulder, and you turn, and there is a liveried employee of the theater. He's wearing a nice like white suit, black tie. His hair is done up very nicely. I don't know why I'm going in depth to describe this fucking idiot. He's a means to an end because he's holding a silver tray with a white card on it that says, it says testicles on it. It says, excuse me, ma'am, I believe this is for you.
And Tess is like, oh, an hors d'oeuvre. And
before she can eat that, since she's got Mel on the shoulder, she's gonna pick that right up. Be like, We talked about you just putting stuff in your mouth.
He's like, it was a silver tray. I thought it was an appetizer.
That's fair.
Honestly, fair.
Damn.
Been there.
You open it up, Mel, and in a very neat script, it says, I am eagerly awaiting your appearance in box 3008. And it is signed Josiah Sheldon Dirigible Agante. Do you need me to hit that one again?
Yeah, please. Actually,
Josiah Sheldon Dirigible
his
Agante.
name is Josiah. Jiz for short.
It's Jizda. It's Gregg. It's Jizda. He was part of Jizda.
Are you asking me a question or are you
No,
telling me?
I'm saying
Maybe say it to Tess because she does not.
I was gonna say because Tess is right. I assume everyone's around me. I've read the
Sure.
thing. I have to tell Gareth what it says because he can't read, so I'll say it aloud, and then I'm gonna be like, "It's got to be Gregg. Like, look at the name. It's okay. Everybody, just trust me on the name, Gareth. It's the initials of it. It's got to be Gregg."
Tess is like, yay, let's go. She's pumped.
Okay. Box 3008. As you go up through this theater, there are helpful ushers who are helping people find their seats. Early birds who like to have a like put their coat down to make sure their chair exists before they go get a snack for some fucking reason.
Oh,
But
snack.
as you wind your way up and up and up, the stairs get narrower and a little bit more rickety, and finally you get to the top floor. And there's a bored-looking usher, sort of like flipping through a set of like pamphlets. And as you present this to him, he says, "Yeah, I guess it's down that way." And there is a single door punched into the top floor of this sort of like ring around the theater. And as you open it, you see a very curious scene. I'm sorry, Garion, go ahead.
Gareth would for sure think that's a trap.
Okay, what would you like to do?
Do I have like a detect traps ability or something? Let me see. Hold on. No.
He has an ability that just like ruin Alex's plan.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
would like to
cool.
ruin Alex's plan.
Let's just
please.
send the cow and let's let her be a cow. We'll send the cow in first. She likes being bait.
No, she's a cat too
Alex-
much.
Yeah. Plus, she thinks we're getting fancy box seats or something.
We are being fancy, and
Yeah.
cows are a lot of things.
I just meant she likes
as
being
well as
bait.
fancy.
And fancy is one of them.
Especially fancy.
Watch your mouth. Okay, so
Can I like look through the keyhole?
okay, yes, Gareth, you look through the keyhole and you see the silhouette of a wealthy patron. He's wearing a cloak and a very nice like frilled shirt. He is faced against the lights coming from the stage, so you do see him in silhouette. It's hard to make out details, but he appears to be tapping the fingers of one hand against his knee, sort of I imagine as the orchestra is warming up.
I still think it's a trap, but I'm going to open the door anyway.
All right. You
Would
open
you
the
voice
door.
that you think it's a trap to the rest of us?
I would, yes.
Yes, Bessie.
Because if
Fuck
you
yeah.
were to say that, then I think that Mel would offer up like let's position ourselves a little bit more strategically. Like maybe we open the door and don't just stand like
Yeah,
right
let's not
in
all
front of it.
stand
Like,
single file.
Right.
I
Like,
think-
let's make it in like
God damn it.
and,
This is just
you know,
like
one
trap
of us
music.
can stand
I
to
thought this was
the. Did it do
No,
it?
that's just like trap music. I thought this was an opera. And so she's just like even more excited.
I was just rewarding Jess's dumb trap music joke.
So then so Mel
Tess
would
is in
offer to
front.
kind of like stand. See, I told you she likes being bait. So would like kind of stand to the side with like JP like ready to pull the bow and do the thing since she trusts Garrett's instincts. They tend to be correct.
I think as you hit this stance, Diana, Josh Pat, now being a little bit older and from benefiting from like the ranger training that you're taking him on walks and sort of like teaching him things, he notices that you get into like an aggressive stance and he like throws himself between your legs and sort of like leans back on his front paws and prepares to pounce. But you can see his tail is wagging because he's very excited about it. Garion, you open the door to see a full-on Home Alone style cardboard cutout of a nobleman made out of like cardboard and string.
I honestly thought it might be something like
his
that,
fingers
like...
are ambulating and tapping on an imaginary thigh, and his cloak is actually like a pile of like blankets that have been thrown up. And as you open the door, you hear a voice say, "Well, it took you long enough."
Hey, Gregg.
And sitting on the chair is Gregg pulling strings to make it look like this nobleman is like doing a bunch of shit.
Oh my god.
Doing his own
Incredible.
little weekend at Bernie's.
Oh my.
Gregg,
he said,
what have
I'm
you been doing
almost-
if like somebody knocked on the door?
Well, I tell you what, I do a little bit of the stealth maneuvering that they don't just give the Jizda badge away to anybody. I'm a member of the Junior Shellfish Detective Agency, bucko. I'm not a chump.
All right. Point proven.
Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I scoped out the scenario and I've got some cool stuff to tell you.
And yeah, what do you have to report?
I assume we
Well-
all go into the...
Yeah, I assume you all file into the box. And Gregg tells you, he says, so I got here early and I scoped out the joint. I tell you what, there's a bunch of security holes in their detail here, but I tracked down the tickets that you guys were given by that shifty fellow, who, by the way, I didn't like one bit. And they belong to a guy named Mert. Mert likes popcorn with a little bit of chocolate on it, sea salt, and nut yeast.
Huh?
Nut yeast?
It's
Nuts have
nutritional yeast.
yeast?
Apparently, it tastes like cheese.
If you have nut yeast, you should go see your doctor.
I don't want to know that it tastes like cheese.
Nut cheese.
So we're definitely talking about like smegma, right?
Yeah, like nut yeast.
No,
Oh, man.
sir.
That's
No, sir.
Oy.
This is a family show, and I've never seen Diana laugh harder than she's laughing right now. Oh,
Trying
Yeah,
really
we
hard
keep
not to
talking
make a
about
really
nut
gross sourdough
yeast.
joke again. Okay.
It was more laughing at your reaction.
oh,
Like, the joke was funny, but then your reaction compounded it. And yeah.
But that's what he tells you, Gareth. He says that your tickets belong to a gentleman named Mert, and he tells you his snack order.
Magma.
Fair enough. So, why do we have Mert's letters again or invitations?
Are you
Seats,
asking
whatever?
me, the DM, or your party members?
I'm asking Gregg.
He's asking
I guess.
Gregg.
Oh, Gregg. Sorry.
So yes, you the DM.
Yeah, right. I am Legion. Well, don't you remember he sent his henchman there to invite you to the theater for a sort of menacing meeting, and you guys sent me to check it out to make sure it wasn't an ambush.
Of course, I remember. That only happened a few days ago and not several weeks.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, Mel's memory is amazing.
All right. Well, I guess I take my seat.
So is this box one that Gregg got for us, or is this the one we were invited to?
So this is my box. It's a secret box that I arranged with Ptolemy out there to let you guys into if you showed him my card. But you guys are invited to box 101, which is down in the fancy pants section.
Can we
That's
see
where-
it from Gregg's box?
That's a great question, Bestie. You can. He's got a direct view onto box 101.
Oh,
You are
Cool.
looking into one of the stage side boxes, a little bit elevated, clearly a very expensive seat for whatever play you're about to watch.
I sure hope Greg set up like a Home Alone cardboard stuff of us too, so we can see if there's any ambush.
Nope, it's just the one guy up here. He had a limited amount of time.
Do we have
Only had
time
so
to
much
move the
cardboard.
one guy?
If you want to,
Yeah, how
Can
far
we
are we
move the
from us?
cardboard guy down there before
Pull the
everything?
strings.
you can. I mean, yeah, you can pick up the chair that it's on and like sort of move this self-ambulating system. I would
how much time do
love
we
to
have?
have Diana carrying on a conversation while Arnold is like around the corner, like pulling
Puppeteering.
strings to a puppet. But you are looking down into box 101 and you see a very richly dressed nobleman wearing like a sort of like fancy hat with a feather sitting in the box, and he is talking to a shadowy figure behind him, gesturing wildly with a fist.
Does he seem when he's gesturing wildly, does he seem like angry or is it more scared?
It's more bombastic, Garion. It's more sort of like expressive.
Do we recognize her body language at all?
How so?
Like, is it, Rainier, or is it like, oh, that's how
No.
that
It's
freaking
nobody.
is?
It's the
Someone we know.
the form is not somebody you recognize.
I mean, should we go in or?
I mean, Tess wants to.
Well, of course, Tess wants to.
I
Tess
love
wants to just
having-
go in and sit next to them. Can we have like?
Jess is the greatest person to have on the show because all I have to do is dangle a ghost of a quest in front of her, and she's like, "Fuck yeah, let's go."
Let's go head first, no thoughts. Yeah,
It's amazing.
It's like when you pretend to throw a ball for a dog and they just sprint after nothing.
absolutely.
So there's
So mean.
two of them.
That's true.
There's two of them.
That you can see, yes, Bessie.
Why do you say that I can?
Can we throw popcorn at them?
No, they're on the other side of the theater and like a full 60 feet away from you.
I mean, should we just make our way to the booth? I mean, we're invited. We're allowed to be there.
It's true. Your invitations
yeah.
that
But you
that
don't
have.
think that you don't think that that's a trap?
No, it definitely is. I thought, in fact, I kind of wasn't paying attention a little bit, and I thought this was the room that we were invited to.
So maybe we should come up with a plan before we just go.
Did I
in.
Misty step on them? I could Misty step out.
It worked so
Garion.
good last time.
It went
mean,
so
it
well.
went
really
last
well.
time. There's no ocean to fall in now. Worst case, I end up on stage. So
We're in the crowd, bro.
yeah, that's fine.
Fuck 'em.
Fuck. Could we?
So
I mean,
okay,
Arnold, could you like?
well, can I ask? Okay, you said how far away are they?
Probably like 60 feet. Like they're on the
60
other
okay.
side of the theater and you're looking down into their
And we-
box. That's how you have such a good view.
So we're looking into their box. That's our box, but they're there?
That's the one you're invited to. Like your invitations that you have say box 101.
Okay,
You're currently in box
308.
yeah,
something.
308, which is like way up in the nosebleeds.
Could we try
Alright.
to trick them out of the box and then we go in and someone goes in and like susses it out?
Okay, so I want to say, okay, guys, I do have the ability to send a message to them. I can whisper in one of their ears from where we are right now.
Scream fire.
I mean, that would definitely get them to leave. But
Right.
what I was thinking is I could whisper something like, gentlemen, this is, we're supposed to be sitting here and see how they respond. If they respond maybe violently or like they're,
That's
going to attack.
actually what I was going to ask you to do.
cool.
So we're on the same page there.
All right.
Tess is
But
just fire.
Why do you look
fire,
like incredulous, Bestie? I literally started to say, Arnold, could you just like why do you
Yeah,
seem
I'm just
surprised
the,
or like
the
you
odds
don't
of that
believe?
seem low is all. That's all.
You,
I
you
think,
don't,
okay.
you
I
don't
was
think
like-
we're smart enough to be?
I
You don't
think
we
it's
can
'cause
come up with
Don't
the
ask-
same.
Don't ask
plan?
questions you don't want the answers to.
We're supposed to be we're supposed to be stupid, I'm pretty sure. It's allowed.
Well, I tried to do something like this with the other spell before, and it didn't work, and I was told no. So then now I have a new spell where I can do this. So
I remember this, yes.
so I'm like, yes, I can actually do this, and just whisper to people again. So, okay, but my question to the party is, do any of us want to go down there outside of the door secretly, so if they are acting a certain way, you can do something to respond, or do we all just want to watch the response and see how it happens?
Yeah, I was gonna volunteer to do the classic leave my knife with you
Leave your
guys
knife.
and then go to the door.
Cool.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Which I was actually also going to suggest, whether Bestie believes it or not.
Sure you were.
I was
bro, for sure.
definitely, no, I really was. I was definitely going to say maybe not the cow. I know she's not a
She
cow
can
right now,
misty
but you
step
know what I
away.
mean.
Also, she will start yelling fire if she
I'm
panics.
trying to save you, okay?
I know.
am trying
I love the
desperately
Gareth
to keep
Tess
you
combo.
alive.
I'm desperate for the Gareth Tess combo.
No, listen, no
We
hard
can
feelings.
both escape.
You know what? I'm a big fan of both Jess and Tess, but
Fire.
previous stealth missions may or may not have gone poorly due to one's actions.
If I have your knife, I can misty step anywhere and take you anywhere. So if I'm with you, you're like, we need to go somewhere.
You say that you say that like it's a reassuring thing. Like, if you give me your knife, I can bring you anywhere.
You
like,
want
that's
to be
supposed
at the bottom
reassure
of
me
the
and not
ocean
scare the
again?
fuck out of me.
Yes.
Give me
All right, what's the
Give
plan?
me your knife. Who knows where you'll end up?
Who knows what you'll
The
be.
plan is Arnold's going to do the thing, and Garrett's going to leave the knife with us, and he's going to go down there and
Maybe get shot.
like ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tess, are you staying here? Or are you going with Garion?
I don't think I'm invited.
This is
All
true.
Okay. All right, Garion, you leave your knife here. You head back down the staircases, back down out into the crowds. It's getting closer to showtime, so people are starting to make their way to their seats. I think the employees of the theater are going through with like soft bells and the ringing saying showtime soon, showtime soon. So the swell of this crowd is moving into the theater. You're having to fight through the crowd to get through and get outside of the door to box 101. And you position yourself, I think, in accordance with the timeline that Arnold sent. And then Arnold, you send your message. What do you say?
So I send it to, I'm guessing I'm going to send it to the person who's closest to the door.
Okay.
Like whoever it is. And I'm just going to say, friends, I believe this is, where I'm supposed to sit. Something like that, just as if I'm just like casually walking in, like as if I would fall for a trap,
Okay.
And
Gary,
I'm like watching the door from close enough to see what happens, but far enough not to like. I don't want to be, like if there's a shotgun pointed at the door, I don't want to be like directly behind it as the door opens. You know what I'm saying?
just outside of shotgun range. Yeah, no, I got you.
You get it.
Garion, from the other side of this door, I think you hear in a drawling accent, well, now, I think that's our man. And then the door opens, Garion, and you see a cold, stern-faced guard gesturing for you to come in, and there's a dim silhouette lit on the other side by stage lights, real this time, not cardboard, that says, come on in, dear boy, we've got a lot to discuss.